Okay, we need to talk. So I realized that I haven't really been myself throughout the journey that I have been on here, sharing myself to you all. The thing is, I have always thought that sharing myself is just being more useful. It's like being more resourceful is how I must share, and I must share not for who I am and who I am throughout the day. That's not what I must share, but I must share about what I am capable of sharing. Like, it's a small nuance, but it's a big one. Like, I feel and I believe sometimes that I have believed until this point that it's not from who I am that I must share, but it's actually from what I am capable of sharing that I must share. I must dig deep into myself and I must see all the parts of myself that can be useful to other people. And I must share those things because if not, what are they for? Like, what are those things for? How are they going to be useful? Who is that for? Like, what am I going to do with all that wisdom? But but not all things have to be for people. Not this is controversial for me to say on a platform like YouTube, which has been primarily for educational purposes, right? But recently I don't think any of us really treats it that way, though I really try to. It's a place where we seek what we put our intention to. So I think my intention right now for YouTube on how I want to create as a creator is that I just don't want to be here and put out things that show me my potential. I want to put out things here that do not make me become better or do not make me be more for others, but just is a way for me to express who I am. Is it that hard to believe that you do not need to do more? Is it that hard to believe that you mustn't make a person feel heard all the time? So, where was I? I got disturbed. Yeah, I think this is also a societal thing. We think that we must be striving for something that is a more better thing to be, and we must be resourceful to ourselves to the point that we must do everything so that we can be resourceful, and everything is just on top and on top of this pile that keeps on piling up. And what has been suppressed for a lot of us is that not everything has to be there because you're capable of doing it. Sometimes you do not need to be resourceful, you just need to be who you are. You just need to be someone that is not resourceful, someone that is flawed, someone that is not okay all the time, someone that is just trying to live, right? It's okay to be that version of yourself too. And we put a lot of pressure on ourselves that every single day we must need to be 1% better. And I get that. I have lived like that for a long, long period of time. Not to say that I am old or something, because I am not. But but it feels like a long time because I wish throughout those years that I was on this journey of self improvement that I just sought to see who I was through all that. I just think that I just wish that if I could go to that version of myself and let her know that it's okay to it's okay to be who you are. And I wish I could have seen who I was instead of who I wanted to be the next day. So I think the act of seeing oneself has to come from you. It has to come from this realization that you have only such a small amount of time to realize who you are. We have come here to discover who we are and discover where we have come from, and not what we need to do. It's not always what we need to do for the world or what we need to do for ourselves or for the people around us. It's sometimes just, this is the most selfish thing and the most beautiful thing that you must do, that it's required for us to be just engrossed with this journey of being who we are. And it's not remembering who we are, it's not finding out who we are, it's not looking for a purpose, it's just being who you are. And how do you get to this point of, oh, I am this? And how do you know who you are? You know that from it, this is a very hard thing, but it's as beautiful as it is painful. Okay, so basically, we in society, there are a lot of people that we feel a lot towards. We feel anger towards a person, we feel resentment, we feel regret, we feel sadness, we feel joy when looking at another person, right? And when conversing with another. This is all not only because you also feel that for yourself. Like, we know that if we feel angry towards another person, it's because we must look at ourselves, and we must also look at what is causing this anger and what we need to fix. It's not only about that, it's also about not fixing anymore, but just looking at that person for who they are and not what that person is doing to you. Just observing that person for who they are and observing who you are in that. You do not need to react or do anything from that, or even you know, it's controversial for me to say this, I know, but it's not always about learning a lesson from everything all the time. It's also about just being who you are. I'm it's like a loophole that I'm trying to articulate right now, because it is a loophole, it's a cycle. Coming back from all the masks that you have created so that you can adjust with other people, so that you can be accepted. Extracting yourself from all that is just looking at those masks and looking at how you operated. How do you operate with your family? How do you operate outside your family? How do you operate when you're alone? Everything is a mask because everything is a version of you. Then who are you at your core? Who are you? Who is your true self? Who are you? You are everything but those masks. So once you are able to look at those people, because people are a reflection of you, then you can see who you were with those people. And once you see that mask, it starts to fall off, because now you see it for what it is. You see it for not it being you, but you see it for something that has needed to be fallen off all this time. So now you get to be in this liminal space of boredom, and it's it's so painful. It's so painful to not lean into a mask so that you can be accepted, but I think this is a space where I can truly find the answers of who I am at the core, who I want to be. And even though I truly want to understand about what I want to do from this version of myself, from this true self, I realize that that also has another cycle that needs to be lived through. So since everything takes time, and since I wanted to see myself for such a long period of time, and I wanted to see myself, I wished that I could have, but I did not. So I just think that right now, what I can do is do nothing. It is to just observe, to look at how I have lived, and to not go into a mask again. not want to feel accepted and adjust myself again. This is not people pleasing, this is much more deeper than that. I don't want to be that version of myself. I don't want to be another version of myself that is separate from my true self. So, right now, what I can do is just sit with not knowing who I am and not knowing what I want to do, because obviously I still don't know who I am. And yeah, so I think I think not all messages like this one also need something that fills you in with hope, because most things in life aren't predetermined, and even if they are, even if you believe that they are, you will not know that, because what is going to happen will never be known to you. And even if you are psychic, even if you do have the ability to tap into energies that are beyond what normal people tap into, you still won't be able to find out what will actually happen in the physical reality that you're living in, that will induce that change within you, so that you get to there where you are feeling like you want to get to. So in the end, what you can do is just exist, is just be, and that's it. So um yeah, I think the videos that are going to come from here on out, if any will come at all, is going to be from this space of just utter acceptance of who I am, and not what I could do, or not where I could get to, or not what my potential is. And I feel like we all can start to accept the fact that we just aren't perfect. No matter how much you try to be someone that is successful in this world, you will never ever be able to conform to the absurd standards that this society wants you to conform into. So, I think it's safe to realize that your true self, which you still may not know, is okay to exist as. And it's scary for me right now, especially as I'm still a student, for not knowing what I want to do in my future. But I think everything has a time and a place, and I think it's okay if I allow myself to honor that. So, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for holding the space for me to rant the most weirdest, vulnerablest things about my existence on this earth. And I want you to do that as well, because we need more people who be vulnerable, and we need more people who aren't perfect. So, yeah, this is a safe space, so you are allowed to comment here if that's your jam. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you if I see you.